I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. So after Donald Trump's indictment, arrest, and arraignment, Donald Trump spent this past weekend threatening the judge, threatening witnesses, threatening special counsel Jack Smith, and threatening civil war, and also mocking the U.S. women's soccer team. I want to show you what Donald Trump posted, but I also want to compare it to what President Biden is posting and what President Joe Biden is doing. This was the advice I got from all of you in the Meidas Mighty, which you said, hey, we appreciate you showing us what Donald Trump is posting, so we don't sugarcoat it, we don't cover our eyes and close our ears to the fascist threat, but compare it to what President Joe Biden is doing and saying as well. I think that was great advice. That's what we will do here. Here's what Donald Trump posted. He goes, the, quote, shocking and totally unexpected loss by the U.S. women's soccer team to Sweden is fully emblematic of what is happening to our once great nation under crooked Joe Biden. Many of our players were openly hostile to America. No other country behaved in such a manner or even close. Woke equals failure. Nice shot, Megan. The USA is going to hell. MAGA. I mean, Donald Trump is truly somebody who hates our country, who will attack the women's team, will attack Americans who don't belong to his cult, which in turn is subservient to Vladimir Putin and all of Donald Trump's authoritarian friends who Trump sucks up to. Let's just compare what Donald Trump posted, though, and let's compare it to what President Biden is saying. Biden goes, to the U.S. women's national team, you've made your country proud. Congratulations on an incredible run. This team is something special, and I'm looking forward to seeing how you continue to inspire Americans with your grit and determination on and off the field. And it's a photograph that says, thank you, that President Biden is reposted. Look, I don't know about you, but I want someone who's empathetic, who is compassionate, who supports America, and that is President Joe Biden. Here's Donald Trump threatening civil war. You see on top, he reposts a message from someone who's saying that one of these extremists, MAGA Republican James Woods, has been a great ally for Trump. I'm not going to read you the entire post by James Woods, but there's a portion of it in the fourth paragraph down that says, even if they convict Trump of all charges, millions of Americans will feel deprived of their candidate, regardless how hated he is by the other side. They will be in a civil war frame of mind. And Donald Trump reposts that dangerous and very deranged message. Speaking of dangerous and deranged and a sociopathic malignant narcissist, Donald Trump reposts this image of himself that one of his cult followers posted. And then let's compare that now with what President Joe Biden is posting, and then we'll show you more of what Trump is posting. I just want you to see MAGA world, not normal, not compassionate, not smart, weird, and I think very, very dangerous. Let's look at what President Joe Biden's posting. Biden writes, it's time American public school teachers got a raise. Here's the next post by President Biden. Part of making our supply chains more resilient to disruptions, whether it's a pandemic, climate change, or cyber attacks, involves increasing production here at home. It's one of the reasons I'm working to bring semiconductor manufacturing home where it belongs. Another post by President Biden. We're going to lead the world in making semiconductors and computer chips again. Notice Biden's messages. Here's what we're going to do, and tangible policies of delivering things for the American people. Look, President Biden undoubtedly is being treated unfairly by MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives. He's being attacked and defamed on a daily basis by MAGA Republicans in the Senate, the House, by Trump, by Fox, but you don't hear President Joe Biden on his post saying, the despicable Fox News and dirty Donald Trump this. No, I mean, he's acting like an adult, President Joe Biden. He's acting like a professional, and he is focused on what he is delivering for the American people. Back to MAGA world. Donald Trump is reposting this disgusting message. Trump goes, "No way I can get a fair trial or even close to a fair trial in Washington." And it's a repost also of this account that's called Lara47, which says, "If crooked Joe Biden really would have gotten 81 million votes, he would not need to use his corrupt prosecutors to bring his by far leading opponent down ahead of the 2024 election." I mean, just whiny stuff. And Biden's not doing anything. Donald Trump committed very serious crimes. President Biden didn't have Donald Trump steal classified information and show it to random people that's on an audio recording. President Biden didn't tell Donald Trump to lead an insurrection to overthrow the results of a free and fair election. No one is above the law. Donald Trump committed crimes. That's why Donald Trump's own former attorney general, the top law enforcement federal officer in the Trump administration, Bill Barr, says that Donald Trump is a criminal. Donald Trump's former vice president, Mike Pence, says the same. So you got the former VP, the former AG, most of his former cabinet, pretty much all of his lawyers, the White House counsel, from Pat Cipollone to Patrick Philbin to Eric Hirschman, all saying that Donald Trump is a criminal, that Donald Trump is a traitor. But those are just people who work for Donald Trump. I guess just believe what the cult wants you to say. I mean, that's what it's come to. Ben Meiselas here from the MeidasTouch network. You know, my old mattress was very low quality. It would overheat while my fiance and I were laying in it, making for a terrible night's sleep. Then I discovered 8 Sleep, spelled EIGHT, sleep. It's been transformative. You know, I didn't get much sleep already because of all the work that I do. And I always see in the comments, "Ben, you need to get more rest." Well, with 8 Sleep, it's given me the rest that I finally need. It's truly been transformative. During the summer, while it's super hot, you know, I'm used to tossing and turning or sweating in the night when I do get some rest, but not with 8 Sleep. The pod cover by 8 Sleep is going to keep you cool all night, all the way down to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So you're going to wake up fully refreshed the way I am right now. The pod cover by 8 Sleep fits any bed like a fitted sheet. And this pod cover, it's going to improve your sleep automatically by adjusting the temperature on each side of the bed based on your and your partner's individual needs. The first time I slept in an 8 Sleep and it brought the temperature down was like the greatest feeling I've ever had in my sleep period. And every night I look forward to 8 Sleep. I talk about this constantly with my brothers, with friends and family. I say, hey, you got to get this 8 Sleep thing. It is so, so great. So it definitely gets the Ben Meiselas personal endorsement. I can't say more positive things about this pod cover. It's going to cool you down if you want it to warm you up, and it's based on the phases of your sleep and the environment you're in. It adjusts for you. I love the temperature control and that both me and my fiance can set our side to each of our likings. I wake up feeling refreshed after a great night's sleep, allowing me to start the day off right. It's got great technology too. It's got this app that tracks your sleep. And when you wake up, you get your personalized sleep report. Look, I've never experienced sleep like this before. The pod's cooling technology is a lifesaver this summer. It's incredible. Here's what you got to do. Go to 8sleep.com/Meidas, EIGHTSLEEP.com/Meidas. Save $150 on the pod cover. It's the best offer you're going to find. Stay cool this summer with 8 Sleep. It's now shipping within the US, Canada, the UK, select countries in the EU, and Australia. That's 8sleep.com, EIGHTSLEEP.com/Meidas. You're going to love it. Here, Donald Trump is amplifying a right-wing extremist, Jack Posobiec, who's posting a video of individuals in New Hampshire screaming at former Vice President Pence and calling him a traitor and confronting him. And, you know, the post says voters just confronted Pence in New Hampshire, and Donald Trump is amplifying that. And then Donald Trump also then writes, wow, it's finally happened. Little Mike Pence, a man who was about to be ousted as governor, of Indiana until I came along and made him VP, has gone to the dark side. I never told a newly emboldened, not biased on his 2% poll numbers, Pence, to put me above the Constitution or that Mike was, quote, too honest. He's delusional, and now he wants to show he's a tough guy. I once read a major magazine article on Mike. It said he was not a very good person. I was surprised, but the article was right. Sad. And by the way, as I've pointed out in another hot take, I believe that to be a crime what Donald Trump just did there. Former Vice President Pence is a fact witness against Donald Trump in Special Counsel Jack Smith's criminal case filed in the federal court in Washington, D.C. One of the terms of Donald Trump's release is that he can't attack, threaten, or intimidate witnesses. Pence is a witness. You have Donald Trump reposting a video of people confronting Pence, along with this message, which I believe is a threat and intimidation of a witness. Oh, you pair it with this post as well. If you go after me, I'm coming after you. We did a story about that on MeidasTouch.com, our new website at MeidasTouch. Check it out, MeidasTouch.com. And here's Trump threatening in everybody. If you go after me, I'm coming after you. And then there's a post right around that. Welcome to the fraud squad. And it's a photograph or video of President Joe Biden and numerous prosecutors who are holding him accountable. And let's compare that to what President Biden is talking about. President Biden posts, my administration's investment in community safety will collectively prepare more than 14,000 new school-based mental health professionals. That includes school psychologists, counselors, and social workers equipped to support our kids. Here is another post by President Biden. Our employment rate remains near record lows. Inflation has fallen by 2/3. We've seen over $500 billion in private sector investment commitments in clean energy and manufacturing. My economic plan is working, and we're just getting started. And let's compare that to what Donald Trump is saying. Donald Trump is saying, oh, just so whiny, all in caps. There's no way I can get a fair trial with the judge assigned to the ridiculous freedom of speech fair elections case. Everybody knows this, and so does she. We will immediately be asking for recusal of this judge on very powerful grounds, and likewise for a venue change out if D.C. I think he means out of D.C. Well, you're going to lose your venue change motion, and you're going to lose your recusal motion as well. There's absolutely no basis. All caps ranting and ravings of a lunatic are not a valid basis of a recusal motion, nor is it a valid basis for a venue change. Donald Trump's next post, all in caps, deranged Jack Smith and our highly partisan and very corrupt Department of Injustice could have brought this bidden opponent case years ago, but chose to wait and bring it right in the middle of my election campaign. No way. I hope you are watching, America. Our country is being destroyed. Make America great again. Another post. No way I can get a fair trial or even close to a fair trial in Washington, D.C. There are many reasons for this, but blah, 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 blah. One thing, it's like the most whiny person in the world. In addition to the fact that he's a criminal and that he is a traitor and a loser, it's just so whiny. I mean, who looks at this person and goes, oh, that's a strong person? This is the weakest loser in the world. Just as weak and pathetic as you get. I'll show you one more post of a real president, President Joe Biden, who writes, Republicans in Congress have proposed 3 national abortion bans just this last year. Make no mistake about it, if Congress were to pass a national ban, I will veto it. Powerful statement from President Joe Biden. Folks, I think it's critical you see the comparison and you can make a choice. Put in the comments how you feel. Share this video with family, friends, coworkers, colleagues, everybody you know. Check out MeidasTouch.com, our new website here at the MeidasTouch Network. It's taken off. We've spent a lot of time to build the infrastructure of the MeidasTouch.com website. We got some great stories, some great writers, a great team of professionals working on it. And hit subscribe on YouTube. It is free. Have a great day. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.